I had a Drew Cannon on my show last episode. And yeah, he was a lot of fun. He's actually my second most viewed. He's got like 13,000, and he's threatening to pass Jason Olive with like 2 days left on.
We had Jason on the show too.
Jason's fucking awesome, dude. Yep.
Heck yeah.
Yo, check it out. Now, you know my song has got to give the people what they want, but today is a special exception because we were supposed to have Sports Debate Tuesday with Rob McLean, and there is no Rob McLean, and it is not Tuesday, it is Wednesday, so it's all kinds of F up. But
Sub one.
But changing the song, they got to give the people what they want to. Guess who's back? Back again. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Jeff Samuels!
What's up, Bobby?
What's up, J Sam?
Not much, man.
Cool. Yeah, we were talking a little bit about the direction of the podcast. Like Drew Cannon's an actor, Jason Olive. Actually, the last decade's been more actor than volleyball player, though he's used that as a platform. Yeah. Which is what I think you're doing a really good job with so far. You're like you're branching out. You're using what you do best. You're easily, one of the more popular players as far as like coming up, rounding the corner, and hopefully this year, next year, you could just say I'm here, like Thanos, right?
You're gonna stay.
Yeah, dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives just the same, and now it's here. Or should I say, I am.
That's a Thanos quote?
And Thor was like, you talk too much. Yeah. Well, hey, what's up with our boy Conor?
Yikes, dude. I feel like he's had a rough few years, or couple years, I guess. Yeah. But big week for him last week.
Yeah, man.
Quick victory for him. I don't know. It was not much to judge on the fight because it happened so quick. It was like a few shots and a turtle. It kind of seemed like Cerrone got hurt.
Yeah.
I think he broke a bone in his face or something.
He got hurt by the shoulder bumps, dude.
Yeah.
Wasn't that crazy?
And he broke his was it orbital bone or something?
Yeah. He crumbled. And as soon as it got broke, he just crumbled, man. It was ridiculous. I'm just playing with this. I want to see if I can
It's funny, you hear
a
lot of people say a lot of stuff, but like once you're in that situation, you think that I just keep fighting, I'll keep going. But you break a bone in your face, you might be out for a little bit. Well, I think they like suspend players now, is what they said. Is like you get a suspension for
because they're not gonna let you fight in the cage.
Not like a bad behavior suspension, but like they're not gonna let you back in the cage until that's all taken care of. Which is I didn't know about that, but.
So take a look at the fight. We're not showing it on our feed because we don't want to get taken down. So this check out Cerrone in the beginning. He just comes in. He comes straight in for a takedown. See him dip, and Conor caught him with a knee on the takedown. And look at this, tries to keep it close. Now he's butting him. Now this is the thing that intrigued me. He kicked Conor, head kick. Watch this. It's a head kick, and I think Conor just kicked him back. He's like, okay, I could throw those too. Nice. And from here, Herb gave the referee gave him opportunities to get out and fight back because it's a main event. And you trying not to stop that early, but he really could have stopped it here.
It could have been stopped earlier.
Yeah, he really
and Cerrone is funny. He's known for his kicks too.
Yeah,
and he didn't really get a good kickoff, and then ate one immediately.
Yeah,
like if you're gonna be a good kicker, you gotta like know how to block a kick. I feel like.
Nah, yeah, of course.
Can't get beat with your own move.
Yeah, and think of Conor's range too, right? Like Conor's shorter than him, but has a longer reach. And if he could reach he could beat you with his hand, with his left. He could definitely reach you with that kick.
He just counters so much better than most fighters that it's hard to get in there and pick what shots you want to take.
Yeah,
and the feints that he's using sometimes, like where he's not actually throwing something and you're actually kind of like being thrown off by those, it's got to be really tough. With that said, I think I saw an interview like where Cerrone was like, oh yeah, I'm going to stand up with him, and everyone's telling me not to stand up with McGregor, but I don't think he should have thrown anything. I think his main goal should have been like waiting to try to take him down. I mean,
change level.
McGregor has a decent ground game, but that's one of Cowboy's strengths is his ground game.
Yeah.
And obviously McGregor is one of the better strikers, whether he's...
And it's such a dangerous game because Donald's dangerous on the ground, but his ability to take people down they're too, like there's so many ways to do it. You got like jiu-jitsu guys that got good leg trips and body manipulation. Then of course, you're Midwest guys, so them D1 wrestlers. As soon as they get a power single or power double, you're going for the ride, and of course you got the Russian Sambo fighters who it's very similar to D1 wrestlers. Yeah.
Yeah. Jiu-jitsu's
so Donald's a tweener on his takedown ability, so he would have to wait for Conor to throw something.
Or wrestling and
jiu-jitsu. No, he's a top-level jiu-jitsu guy, but his ability to take someone down is a tweener between wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And I knew he wasn't going to bull rush him like Khabib could, because Khabib wrestles bears, man. He grew up wrestling cubs. Yeah, so my biggest lie, this is my take on it, and I was going to let you finish, my bad.
No, it's okay.
My take on it is, my biggest lie is that everyone was like, no one saw this coming. That is absolute bullshit. You have a fighter who's notorious, hence the name, for knocking people out early, going against a guy that if he was going to lose, it was going to be early in the first round. It was a recipe for disaster. I know it, you know it.
It kind of just all... For me, like predicting the fight, I actually had Cerrone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but only because...
You saw him survive in that first round?
Well, no. Only because, like, when guys make a lot of money and they're used to being a dog, they're used to, like, getting there grinding, and then all of a sudden you have $150 million, it's going to be hard to wake up every day and really go out there and get after it. I mean, there's a difference between being... multi-millionaire and living at your parents' house with your girlfriend and like, I gotta make it. So I kind of thought it would be hard for him to come back to that. And I mean, but this fight doesn't really tell me that he's back. That's another thing. It tells me that
he did what he expected.
Yeah, he beat a B+ fighter. Yeah. With that fighter's maybe B- game.
Yeah, a borderline journey, man.
I don't think that was a best. Yeah, he's got like 14 losses or something. Mm-hmm. But a great fighter, all the respect to Cerrone, but it's a fight that Conor should win. It doesn't tell me anything. Really.
No, it doesn't. Look,
the bottom line is if he fights Khabib again, it's going to be
different.
Thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be the same thing.
Yeah. He's not. I don't think Dana is going to entitle him to a rematch just because he beat somebody.
It's going to be
you beat Donald, who's lost what? 3 of his last 5 fights, or 2 of his last 5 fights. And I think the reason why Conor took the fight at 170 was both of them are willing to just eat a steak before the weigh-in, and it opens the door for Masvidal and like
that's
some
what I'm
of these.
Saying. You got some other monsters that have just kind of evolved since the Conor McGregor era.
Yeah.
And let's see him get through first. Let's Let's start like this.
Yeah.
Let's see him get through McGregor Diaz 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see
or Justin Gaethje.
Or maybe that. Ooh. And then let's see him get through Masvidal.
Uh-huh.
And then Tony Ferguson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You have all those people in line. I don't see how it's fair for Conor to take 2 years off and get a title shot. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, you got me at Masvidal. Yeah. Look, Ferguson.
Exactly.
Ferguson.
Masvidal is
Ferguson is so badass. Nobody's even sure Conor, that Khabib gets to that rematch. Like he fights Khabib in April, I think.
I think Khabib might even be done before Conor could.
Yeah.
Because he's not. He has no.
I think he just wants to go 30-0, and then like right now he's 28-0.
Yeah.
And because of the way he beat Conor, he's like, sorry, why do I want this rematch?
Yeah, and the only way I could see it happening,
and I'm already worth $21 million.
It's the money fight.
Yeah.
So like if you were gonna go out of the game and you want to make $50 million on a fight or something stupid like that, I don't know, like that would be the fight for him to pick.
Yep. Hold on one second. Let me turn this monitor so you can read some of these things at the same time.
What's up?
It's Todd Sloan. So you got the beard now. You didn't have it last time. Listen. Hey, when you have a girlfriend, all of a sudden you become a little bit more experienced in life, and you feel like you got to educate the youth on how to, get girlfriends. And when you do that, and you want kids to respect you and look up to you, got to look a little older, and to look a little older, you got to get that beard.
You do. You got to have a beard. No, I've had this beard for a minute, dude.
Oh, okay.
I'm just.
So I think it was big for Conor because when we think about it, when we actually look at the math or the chronology, he hasn't won an MMA fight since 2016. That was Eddie Alvarez, you know. And think about the previous 2 fights. He fought Nate the first time.
No, didn't he beat Nate after Eddie?
No, before.
The second one.
Before McGregor Diaz won was March. And Diaz won that by submission, 2nd round.
Yeah.
And then August, he went 5 rounds. And I don't want to sound like I'm McGregor biased, but I thought he more survived that match than won that match. Yeah. There were some points where he was literally turned around, running the other way, and Nate was like,
And then he fought Eddie after that.
Yes, and Madison Square Garden in November, which was
all I remember
huge.
about that fight was the press conferences before the fights. That's when Eddie lost the fight. There.
Well, Eddie got baited into it, and Eddie actually had some witty shit too. He's like remember he had the mint coat on, and he's like, oh, I got this is more than anything in your wardrobe, you broke bitch. And Eddie's like, but you still got the tag on it. He says, go ahead, take the tag off. You don't want to take the tag off, right? And Eddie said something that really got Conor mad. He says, bitch, you on welfare. And he says, a grown man shouldn't be on welfare. I'm out there working, supporting my family.
Wait, Conor was on welfare.
Well, Conor, before he was in the UFC, was fighting in a smaller promotion and collecting benefits.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people didn't know. Eddie's like, hey, I did some homework myself, but
he said, when you get a fight with me, you ring home, tell your wife, baby, we made it.
Yes, red panties. that was RDA.
Yeah.
That was Rafael Dos Anjos. And he's like, that's right. He says, tell your senorita. And he's like, baby, he's like, I'm Portuguese. He said, I speak Portuguese, not Spanish.
He said dummy. The same thing about Nate Diaz. He said the same line. And he goes, you ring home, tell her, baby, we made it. Well, Nate rings Nick.
And you know what Nick said? Nick is like, my brother would absolutely kill you. He just said it like that, and everybody was just like,
Nick would probably in his day would definitely give Conor a run.
But now Conor's showing everybody who he really is. I mean, I guess he's always been that, and he's a better version of himself. And though we knew what was going to happen, it's weird. You got this humble Conor at the press conference.
Got to take a step back sometimes, dude. Yeah. You gotta take a step back.
Yeah.
I think that would be the only thing that could, like what I spoke on about becoming rich and losing motivation or getting in a good situation after being super hungry to get to a spot. It's really tough, but the only way you could probably bring yourself back from the depths is to lose some ego, become a little bit more humble, and just kind of find the reason why you got in the game in the first place. And hopefully he did that. I'm not a McGregor hater. He actually was a source of not motivation, maybe inspiration, because he showed that how he could bring something so spectacular out of himself. And how he applied that to sport, freaking amazing. And then obviously the Antonio Brown effect started to kind of get him a little bit. But if he is the humble guy that we're kind of seeing,
they almost have the same laundry list, don't they?
Exactly. It's weird. I'm waiting for we should have probly touched on that a little bit. Antonio Brown.
We can use this and we can skate right into Antonio Brown.
He still doesn't get it. His
agent
actually just left him.
It's not gonna. And his agent don't leave nobody. You could shoot a 5-year-old on Fifth Avenue.
Oh, that's his.
That guy sticks by you.
Yeah. That's how he makes his money. This guy's like AB.
So we could have like a top 5 AB controversial thing, and everybody will still disagree on number 1 because there's so many of them. But my memory comes of my most favorite when he was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they made the playoffs, right? And they're supposed to play Cincinnati. And what he does is he's Facebook Living his coach, Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin is talking to his team about staying off of social network, staying off of Facebook Live, and giving anybody any ammunition. And he's recording his coach talking about the importance of staying off social media.
I think that's one of his biggest problems.
Yeah.
It's like the Trump. It's like Trump. It's like one of his biggest problems. He can't stay off social media, and everything he does, and every time some little like troll says something, he feels the need to respond and say something. It's like, dude, you're making millions of dollars right now to go play a sport. Like, what's the saying about the lion doesn't pay attention to the fly or the mouse or whatever it is? Like,
lions need not concern themselves with the thoughts of sheep.
Exactly. That guy, like, I don't think he understands that at all. Like, some people will struggle with it, but he just doesn't get it.
Do you know how many tens of millions of dollars his mouth cost him? I think the Raiders, like, he wanted to leave the Raiders, but if he kept his mouth shut for 5 hours, he would have left with at least get the guaranteed money. When you sign the contract, the guaranteed money, he would have left with that.
Yeah.
And all he had to do was not click send, you know?
I just saw the other day, there was like a video of him throwing his baby mama's like clothes out of the house. The police were there to like let her in or something.
And you got the kids crying too.
Live streaming the whole thing.
And you got the kids crying too.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Miranda, do me a favor. Someone just messengered me. She's an actress, and her name is Alexandra Rose. Yeah, tell her I'm on Facebook Live right now. Okay. Just go on Messenger and tell her that for me. I would appreciate that. But and I think that's where Conor. I think there's a difference between him and Antonio Brown. As Conor is always mindfully aware. You know, you only saw him become a prisoner in a moment with Khabib, where you saw him really ramp it up. He talked about Chad Mendes. He haunted Jose Aldo, and he's done, but none of those things he did to Aldo, Mendes, Poirier.
As far as fight promotion goes, I agree.
No, he was
outside the ring. He's been a little sketch with the punching the guy in the face. And
yeah, man. How about that Irish guy? Took it like a He took it like a He got punched in the face and then took a sip of whiskey like a man.
That was the I'm about to be rich face.
Wow.
Conor just hit me.
That's like next round's on the house.
That's an easy 100,000. Right?
Oh my.
That's an easy day at work. Next round's on me, boys.
But the second reason why I thought Conor came humble, and you brought up the more important point, which many would consider the common denominator. Losing humbles me. Taking time away, getting arrested. Sometimes, like that book, The Golden Ass. Sometimes you need to be turned into an ass to come back. The second thing is, you look at who you're fighting against. It's Cowboy Donald Cerrone, the man the de facto journeyman who picks up the phone and says yes all the time. And he wants to fight all the time. When a fight falls out, do you know when the fight fell out between RDA and Conor, he was already on the bike because he thought it might be him. And he was so happy to have, first of all, he was so happy to have this fight because there were so many times it was supposed to happen. And he was just cutting weight because he didn't want to get caught on that not ready shit. And this time it finally happened. So the cool thing about the humility is you don't really have a lot on Cerrone. He's now a father. Conor's now a father. So their ability, they have so much in common. And do you know Donald Cerrone's star would be like blown the fuck up if he won? Let's say he won all of his matches. Let's say
there were already quite a few people who wanted him to win.
Yeah.
With like people I didn't even like, girls on Instagram, where I was like, how does she even know who Cowboy is?
But he fought RDA for 155 3 years ago. How cool would that have been if he won that? If he won that, he would have been the 155 champ. Yeah. He won 4 in a row at 170 before he got stopped by Jorge Masvidal and then got starched by Darren Till, who we both know is big for the division. So the thing they have in common is they both pick up their phone and say yes. They both have a kid, and I don't care what anybody says, kids change your life. Okay, I have a 3-year-old. She hasn't changed my life that much, but she's changed it. Yeah, where's my beard? Right, I gotta
No kids.
Nah. Yeah, but no, but listen, kids. Let's say your relative has a kid, and you're around, and you're raising that, and you
nephew. My life.
No, but you know what I'm saying. You're raising that kid, and you take him to school, and you change diapers to some degree. Even when they're not your kid, it changes your life.
That's true. Yeah, I got to,
and it's cool because you're like, I ain't got to take care of that motherfucker.
I was in Michigan for a little bit, and I was like picking my nephew up from school every day, and I saw how cool it was for him.
Chris Hanneman?
His uncle come pick him up from school. And yeah, you're right. It is a good experience. It's like a good feeling to have, not in like a selfish way, but it's a good feeling to have a spot in your nephew's life, right? So me, I don't think I'm like ready for kids. I don't want
No,
kids
of course
just
not.
yet, but, like,
you might never have them. I mean, and that's okay
I
too.
keep saying someday,
but that's okay.
Someday,
but that's okay too. I mean,
someday is not like soon.
no doubt. Can you pull up Connor punches a bartender, a bar, punches old man at a bar or something like that? I just want to see if it pops up on YouTube.
You know, another guy who's absolutely nuts, who's just like gaining this star power. You do like rap, you like old school rap.
Yeah. No, I keep up.
Oh, she knows. You know the baby?
Yes.
Guy's nuts though.
Yes.
He's nuts.
Yeah. I can't see any lyrics.
Great entertainment. Like, these guys are all great for entertainment purposes.
No, of course. Yeah.
Not the best role models though.
Yeah, and thing about rappers that from old school or automatically transcends the new school is bad things happen after 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, so you know, from gangster rap to this to sexy rap to this, bad things happen after 1 o'clock in the morning. Don't go if you go into an ATM. If you go into an ATM at 1 in the morning, here it is. Go ahead, hold up. There you go, Connor, right there.
Yeah, see, like, this looks like it's noon. What's Connor doing at the bar at the local pub in Dublin? Right?
Yeah, because that's old people are supposed to drink at noon.
Yeah, old people are retired guys are there talking about fishing trips and shit. He has a bottle of his own whiskey.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get everybody to drink it. And the guy was like, I think the way it started, he was like, thanks, but no thanks. I'm not drinking that bullshit.
I think I have that turtle.
Oh my God. This is TMZ. And that's so cool. They got a camera on the bar, yo. Because you can forgive anything, but not television. All right.
No, he's getting.
He's just cussing people out right now.
It's weird.
Getting that Italian hands.
Oh.
That's not who I thought he was gonna punch.
And when the guy got hit, he was like, I think he said the same thing Jeff did. He said, shishing.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Mollywopped.
Baby, we're rich. Get out the red panties.
Oh my God.
For real.
And everybody looked at each other. Like the guy looked at his friends and his friends looked at him and he's like, did that just happen? Oh man.
Wow.
All right. So
would you take one? Would you take a hit for what? What do you think that guy got?
you know the problem is
What do you think he got?
I would lose. I wouldn't win the
200K?
lawsuit because I'm not gonna just take the hit.
I know. I would get beat
You
up.
know? And I don't give a fuck if you're a mixed martial artist. We on this. I ain't gotta fight you fair.
No, I don't.
What? Who says I'm not gonna take a bat? Like I'm gonna go behind the bar and whatever. You know, Ireland maybe they got a big stick or a bat and take it
But
to his
you could
kneecaps.
potentially just take the punch and
I could.
And
Collect
get your
them.
money.
I would, and I would love to not be a prisoner of the moment.
There are people out
Yeah.
there that are just,
No doubt.
this is like one of the biggest controversies.
Oh,
there are people out there who
Yeah.
are trolling celebrities to just like make a buck.
Oh my goodness, that's just I know.
I don't
And
know.
listen, I'm from
That's
New
a hard
York.
question. I don't know if I could take it.
I've seen and I think you understand my sentiment.
There's just like I know I understand you exactly. Like, it
it's
wouldn't
an
even be
animal
something
instinct.
that I think about.
Yeah.
It would be like me as soon as it happened. Like even if I've been sucker punched before, and my reaction is to grab the guy, but I'm falling backwards.
Yes.
You know, I can't even grab you right now.
Ain't nobody.
Yeah. It's like
ain't nobody throwing you off a cliff.
Yeah, no.
Two motherfuckers going together.
In fact, me and my buddy were walking down an alley one time. Don't ask what we were doing, and like I heard a noise, and my natural instinct was to grab him and throw him in front of the noise and run. And we talk about it to this day. It's just like I don't know. It's survival.
Todd Sloan said that video looked like a scene from Goodfellas. When Joe Pesci's like, "You keep him here. Keep him here."
Does Connor still have the mob after him, or what?
Nah, I don't think. I don't think the mobs are like the Italians either, where they have a long memory. The Italians let it blow over. A decade later, you die and nobody knows why.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. They're not like cuisines like that. Yeah, but okay. So getting back to him because that's how we started. I think the question was like our subject matter was what's next for him.
As far as the fight goes,
yeah, with Khabib fighting and then going on Ramadan.
He's fighting Mayweather. That's another dumb move.
He said or Pacquiao. He said whoever says yes to. I remember that. Yeah.
Mayweather said that or
no? Conor. He said whoever picks up the phone and says yes. He said, well, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but I think he thinks that between Tony and Khabib, he thinks one of them's not going to make it. He thinks one of them's his Mystic Mac prediction thinks one of them's going to pull out. So he said he's just trying to stay physically,
it's already happened
physically ready. Yes, this is the 5th time, in fact, they made this match.
Yeah.
How about Tony? The last time
they should have just made it way sooner.
Yeah.
It should have been less training. You guys just go. You're both ready.
Yeah. Well, the first 2 times it was. Well, the first time it was Tony. The next 2 times it was Khabib, and then the 4th time Tony tripped.
Broken something.
He tripped on some wires. You know how like people have like a studio set up, and he just tripped on some. And this dude's invincible.
I'm actually okay with not seeing that. You know how everyone's like, "Oh, that guy's good. That guy's good." I really want to see that fight. Like, I respect both guys so much that I'm okay with not seeing it. I'm okay with them not fighting.
You gotta press record, right?
I did. It stopped.
It stopped by itself?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the good news is we got the sound on the podcast. Do me a favor, go to the upper left-hand corner. There's something called format. Sorry, upper right-hand corner. You're gonna click on that's the battery. Click on the one next to it. Yeah. Click on the one next to the battery on the left.
This?
No. Click on the one next to the battery on the left. It has like a storage drive. That's it. Look at lower right hand. Look at format media. No. Go back. Do you see it? Format media. Good. Boom. That's it. So now touch the clock and press the clock on. Just touch the digits. Touch the digits and reset the clock and then just start from there.
This guy's pretty cool, man.
What's that?
This is the new edition.
Yeah. Show the camera. Actually.
How do I? I don't think it's on me.
There it is. Nice.
We're in the way here. If you just wanna, where are we? Oh, there we are.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah. So who do you think he should fight next in MMA?
That's what I said. He has to work his way up the chain, not because he lost to Khabib, because that's obviously the best guy in the division, but because you took 2 years off.
Yeah.
You don't get to just come back after everyone else is working hard and fight for the title. It's not going to happen. I mean, the only reason why it could is because it like
people just scream big fights, big fights. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real.
Well, I think the most valuable lesson Dana White learned from all of this is big fights don't always have to be for the title. Dana always has this habit of just putting the title on the line just because someone's popular and it's unfair. This guy skipped the line. Everybody's like, oh, this is combat sports. Life's not fair. And you can still have the fight without the title, but like, oh, well, with the title, it's a bigger fight. Not that much. Not that much. I want to show you the top 6 pay-per-views. We don't have the numbers yet from this event, but I want to show you the top 6.
Who's Cerrone fighting? Or not? Who's Stylebender fighting?
Yoel Romero.
Yeah. See, that's right. That was the one where like I would have rather seen him fight Old Boy, the other guy.
Oh, Costa.
Costa.
Yeah.
I would rather see that. Like I don't want to.
Costa's hurt. Costa got hurt.
I know.
And Stylebender doesn't want to wait around. He thinks he loses his star power. He's got a lot of momentum right now.
He does.
And I think he's trying to clean out this division.
The one guy that like I don't like. You don't.
Yeah.
Even though he.
You think maybe he's trying to catch Yoel on some not ready shit though? Look at Yoel's last 3 fights. He went 5 rounds with Whitaker.
Okay, let's get it
straight. He went 5 rounds with
50
Whitaker.
Years old. He's never gonna be ready. That guy's just a gamer. He's just gonna fight.
No, but think of his last 5 fights. 3 fights. 5 rounds Whitaker. Split decision, I think. 5 rounds Whitaker. Well, a lot of people thought Yoel won. And 3 solid rounds with Costa. Did you see Costa and Yoel Romero face each other? Oh, it is, imagine in your head, it is everything you imagine. Yeah. That is a tornado meeting a volcano, my dude. Yes. So look at the top 5 numbers. You got Khabib and McGregor. That topped it off. McGregor, Diaz, both of them, 2nd and 3rd. Alvarez, McGregor, that's at Madison Square Garden, so you know that's going to get a lot of pay-per-views. This one that's blank UFC 200 is Brock Lesnar and Frank Mir.
Why is it blank? Oh, is that it?
Because I don't know, maybe because I don't know, maybe it's a typo or something. But GSP was on that card. Yeah. And then right after that again is McGregor again. So besides Brock Lesnar in the top 10, Rousey Home is up there, Nunez, Rousey. So look at all of the people who the UFC has been promoting, and as far as their star power, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, Conor McGregor. So he's been up there and he's jumped past him.
This isn't wow.
That's the
Hard
buy
to
rate
believe
for
that-
just for
Hard to believe
pay-per-views.
that Stylebender's not up there with the last fight, with the Whitaker fight.
He should have been because, well, ticket sales. If you look at the gate, I think Whitaker broke the gate, and I think he passed Rousey and home.
Yeah.
But we talk about. I think this is a buy rate for pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The gate is different.
Yeah. Which is weird. Well, you want to know something? Is because Stylebender has like Nigeria behind him, right?
Yeah, you got a whole never mind Nigeria, a whole continent. Got Africa.
But we'll just like
let's assume
Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
McGregor, you would think, oh, he only has Ireland behind him, but that's not true. He's like the great white hope for America.
He really is.
He is.
Yep.
For UFC, like he's that guy like they root for him over Americans here.
They do.
They do.
Look, when they were chanting Aldo at the time when he fought Aldo, I thought that was a service to humanity because Aldo pulled out more than a general in a whorehouse, man. This guy was he's supposed to fight this guy, he got injured, pulls out. He supposed to fight this guy, got injured. Was supposed to fight Conor. The only reason why Conor even fought Mendez in that June before he fought Aldo was Aldo pulled out with 10 days. 10 days and Mendez cut the weight and in fact, you know, the crazy thing is Cerrone never fought at 145. He was like, I'll do it. I got a nutritionist. So to me, I wanted that fight to happen because two people that that particularly rubbed me the wrong way get to beat the shit out of each other. The real winner would have been me, the fan, you know, and whoever won, fine. I was sad to see Aldo get knocked out in 13 seconds because his whole legacy of being the best 145-pound champ of all time.
He was pretty sick in his prime, dude. I loved watching that guy.
Yeah. Well, you had me when he beat Frankie.
I would have rather seen it go longer.
Yeah. When he beat Frankie, I was like, I knew he was for real. You know, Frankie, I thought won the last 3 rounds, but you got to kind of beat the champ. You know. Yeah. Then he beat Korean Zombie. He beat Mendez twice. So I mean, he's a very deserving guy. There you go, Kyle Ratty. Kyle Ratty said he wanted to be on the show, man. Yo, I'm wearing the same face, same phone number, same name.
I'm wearing the
Come
same
see
face.
me. Come see me. See this face? Oh, sorry, like this.
What up, Ratty?
What's up? What's good, baby? So yeah, so that's cool, man. That's who you wanted to see him. What would you think of him and Justin Gaethje, though?
It could be another good fight.
Yeah. Gaethje's another one of those guys that's a long haul.
Like I said,
guy.
I don't know how far he'll get. You know, more power to him if he does get his title back. But like I said, it's just hard to gain that momentum back.
Yeah.
It's probably why Stylebender doesn't like taking more than 4 or 5 months off because it's hard to just it's hard to come back and keep that dog mentality. It's not easy.
No.
So I don't.
You said, it's hard to get up in the morning when you're
winning a couple more fights or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's not going to beat Khabib. He might have to wait that out. Wait it.
The wrestling Khabib has took half a lifetime. You don't just get a training camp and have people to train you for.
Khabib can strike too.
Yeah. Well, his wrestling sets up his strike. You drop in your hand more because he's changing levels. And right, Khabib, if you remember, he tagged him. Second round, remember that knockdown? And everybody was like, oh, no, you didn't tag him. I'm like, come on.
Definitely. There's no doubt about it. He tagged him.
But he slipped on a banana peel, right? Come on. Fuck out of here.
That was one of those ones. You didn't have to slow-mo that one. You could see he got him clean.
All right. So for me right now, I want to go from a guy who kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but I've always respected, to the people who I respect and I love. Before I go with anyone else, I want to start with you. You're my dude, man.
Me?
My brother from another mother. Jeff Samuels. Put the camera on me. Jeff Samuels, camera on me. Jeff, where the fuck you been?
We're not neighbors anymore, dude.
I know.
I don't live across the street from
I know, yeah. Fuck, man. I'm still your friend, though. I still forgive you, yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. So I've been traveling around quite a bit. I don't know if anyone's on my social media. You can see I just been traveling around, playing a few tournaments. My spokesperson for Hyundai Motor Company, so I'm just kind of going around doing that too, and yeah, doing different gigs. Actually back in LA right now for LA Fitness Expo this weekend. So that's Saturday and Sunday. If anybody wants to come out, let me know. I got the tickets on the low. Yeah, come out and see me. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. I just going and seeing family, spending time with my nephew, trying to get that dog mentality back out there in Michigan a little bit in the cold. Growing my beard out, get my lumberjack back.
Nice. My friend Alexandra was like, I know nothing. Is it bad that I know nothing about volleyball? Miranda, you could just tell us that we're not talking about volleyball.
There's no volleyball that's been discussed.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. So just tell her the first 10 episodes were volleyball players, and now it's just actors. And we tell her we were just talking about, I don't know, we were talking about Donald. We were talking about Donald Trump, me and Rob, a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, fuck, man.
Yeah, that's a hard one to even keep up with. There's just like so much going on, and he's tweeting something new every day. Then there's the first North Korea. Now we're over in Iran and Iraq and. There's a lot going on. It's just to the point where
just tell her we're talking about Donald Trump right now. I mean, it's not a volleyball podcast.
It's to the point where you just have to get your mind off that, and if you're gonna go vote, go vote. I think everyone should get out and go vote.
I agree, because you can spend all your time just watching this.
Dude, I don't want to talk to people about that shit.
No,
I don't. People want to have this long and depth conversation, and I want to tell them so bad, and they have the nerve to get heated about who our president is or what situation we're in, and I'm thinking
all of a sudden they don't want to be a friend.
I'm what are you gonna do something about it right now? Are you going to, what can you do besides vote, bro? Yeah. Go start some sort of movement. Don't tell me.
Yeah.
When I'm a volleyball player, what am I gonna do about it? I'm gonna go vote and do my part, and if someone asks me my opinion, that's cool or whatever. But I don't wanna, just because I don't agree with the way you think about our president or a certain don't bother me.
Yeah, tell her we're talking about Trump right now. And I agree with you. Video got stopped. There's an error publishing. You know what just happened? I think we just said Donald Trump and this thing just fucking stopped.
You say his name 3 times.
Say my name 3 times.
We gotta say
our name 3 times. See if we'll come over there and kill every one of y'all.
All right, let's stop. We gotta get right back on. Because
I don't have not one insurgent friend.
That's hilarious. All right, let's just call this part 2. I don't know what the fuck's happening. That shit was supposed to run all the way through.
I know. I saw it stopped and I was like,
we should test it again. Say the T word. See if it shuts off. Say the T word.
T. Test. Trump. Trump.
Oh. We're back.
Oh my God. I'm shit. I was hoping to close this off in 20 minutes, but now it's gonna take hours to do all this shit. No, but I like what you said about the whole upcoming election thing, because you got one news outlet telling one whole story, and you got another news outlet telling a whole completely different story, and we don't care. We don't care because we're not Mystic Max about this, but we knew that if you have an all Democratic Congress, it's gonna go through. And if it's an all Senate Republican Senate, it's gonna get kicked. Yeah. So just stop. Months and months of all this shit, millions of dollars of our money, of our taxpayers' money, right? Going to a conclusion that we all know what's coming. So go to the beach. Go to the beach. Go see a movie.
We always fall for the distraction.
Yes.
There's always some distraction or some social media thing to divert away from what's really happening. Okay, so right now there's an impeachment thing going on, which may or may not be real, but what else is happening? Oh, we're saying we're taking troops out of Iraq, and now they're not coming out of Iraq. Mm-hmm. Why are we in Iraq? Okay, we killed whatever the homeboy's name was, and he wasn't even in his own country. He was in another country, which is all kinds of messed up.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk too long about it, but if he's such a bad dude, which he may or may not be, why right now? Why is right now the best time? After all the years, after all the presidents we've had, while the guy's been a bad guy, why is right now the right time for you to do that? Oh, I bet it has nothing to do with the fact that we're still trying to steal Iraq's oil.
Yeah. Well, for me, I don't care who the president is. You don't. If you think someone committed a crime, and if you have a chance to capture him and try him, or give him a fair trial, instead of just kill him, that's not my thing. You know, I mean, I had a problem with the previous 3 presidents doing that. You're droning people.
To me, there's no difference between any of them. The only thing that scares me a little bit more about Trump is, so like, my reasoning behind all the presidents being the same is because they're not normally the ones making most of the decisions anyways.
Right.
It's normally a group, or even a higher group that we won't even talk about.
Puppeteer.
Yeah.
Pulling the strings. Yep.
But the thing that really bugs me about Trump is this guy actually is making more decisions. Some of them have actually been pretty good, while others are not very wise decisions. Like, you didn't just kill some bum off the street, some insurgent guy that, you know, is killing rogue groups over.
No,
you killed a high-ranking, like,
a field grade officer.
Yeah, that a lot of people over there kind of loved.
But also representing a country, not an independent.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a declaration of war.
Or just like the way he taunts other countries, and the way, like, what happens when they all want to gang up on us? Right? What happens? We're losing allies left and right. So, those are the things that kind of scare me about Trump. I don't think he's, beside that, any worse than any other president. He does kind of create division amongst the people, which to me has always been the case. He's just more blatantly public about not
and the person to put in, you know,
Yeah.
how many people don't want to be your friend because of who you voted for? This is unprecedented.
At least the presidents before, it was kind of like it's like the veil being pulled over your eyes, like you don't really know what's going on, but it's happening. So I don't think he's much different than the other presidents. I wouldn't try to compare Obama and Trump to like that, but as far as not really having the power and just kind of making decisions that are not really his decision to make in the first place, they're the same.
They really are.
They're all kind of the same. And what bugs me is, like, the people, like, my brother-in-law is like my brother-in-law is one of those guys that, like, he'll get on the internet and, like, fight every troll, and it's like, dude, like, how do you have time to do that, or like the patience or the energy to even fight with people online?
And that's what they want too.
Yeah. That's exactly what they want. It's funny that
I think I want to know what the hell's going on in this office.
I don't know.
It all picked the same day.
That was so weird. The camera went out.
Hey, he's back.
And it's saying the battery's low.
But you have it plugged in, right?
Yes.
Maybe your power outlet's
That's just... Oh, shit.
Yep. Here we go.
Oh, that part.
Here we go.
It's its own plug.
Exposed.
And the funny thing about the Trump people online is I noticed that, like, whenever one Trump guy needs help, it's like they sound the Trump horn, like it's like the Superman horn or something. Like
all their friends.
All the friends come to the rescue, and they know all the facts, and like this guy picks up for that guy. They're like a team.
Yeah,
dude, they like have it figured out to a science. So I don't get into politics online. I don't have any. I don't badmouth Trump. I don't need to get on there and say anything bad about him. I think it's a little too scary for me with him being president. That's
Agreed. Yeah. Well, for me, I think it's not in your nature to succumb to tribalism. It's not in your nature to say, for someone to come up to you and say, hey, you know, oh, you said this about this guy, so what are you saying? You're on their side? You're like, and it's, from what I know about you, and allow me to speak for you for a second, you're not taking someone's side. I think your ability to like or dislike someone does not affect your critical thinking skills. Your critical thinking skills should not be mediated or just because you like somebody. We like each other. I'm sure we rubbed each other the wrong way or whatever.
Yeah, or disagree on things.
I've had the pleasure of doing stats for you, man. You ain't always the easiest person to get along with.
It has nothing to do with volleyball. It's probably tough.
It's even tougher.
Rafi and I didn't even have a coach. We had a marriage counselor.
Yeah.
So.
That's Oh,
We did.
That's nice. Rafi's one of the people that liked it when I said you were coming
still
up.
Married, so
yeah, man. I really like him. He's cool, dude. No, but that's the one thing I like about you, and I think I could say the same thing about myself. Your tribalism doesn't dictate your critical thinking skills.
Yeah.
You're not. It's not team. What? Team Hillary, team.
No.
Team what? I don't even know.
They're all the same to me.
Well, the candidate I was backing was Tulsi Gabbard. I just, to me, I'm an issues guy, and I think like you said, elections are won and lost all the time. But my values, what I believe and what I support, always stay the same.
Yeah.
I'm non-wavering. So I've always liked her, but all they had to do was call her a Russian plant, and which to me is just terrible because you're calling a sitting congresswoman with 16 years of military experience of being of conspiracy and treason. That's on the worst day, and on its best day, you're saying she's a useful idiot, meaning that she lacks the mental capacity to know when she's being used. By the way, just 3 hours ago, she filed a lawsuit. She's suing Hillary for defamation. Just 3 hours ago. Yeah, you can pull that up for a minute.
Politics never been my strong suit.
Yeah. But the problem I have is it's the tribalism that sets it up. The only two people she's insulted are the two people that are not establishment candidates. Bernie is a grassroots guy. Tulsi is Andrew Yang.
Yeah.
These are all grassroots people. So they're either, if they get insulted, everyone just sits on their hands and lets them, or they're doing the insulting themselves.
Yeah, you almost have to. You know who was really good at? Obama was really good at firing back without firing back. You know what I'm saying? Like he would say that one smart ass thing that really wasn't considered to be a dick comment.
You could just use
but you could tell that he understood what someone else was saying about him. But now Trump's just like, just shut up. You talk too much.
Yeah. You're fake news. No, I'm not gonna talk to you.
Yeah. Or calling people names and
yeah.
I'm just like, wow, this is how we're operating in the White House these days.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, and listen, this is not a political podcast. This is more of a historical thing about just shit repeating itself. And
people miss the bigger picture though. As far as politics go, and a lot of it is based on how it's going to affect people's money. And I have family members who even vote this way or that way because it was going to affect their money, and it's like, if we don't get to the real issues, you guys aren't going to be worried about any money. There won't be any internet. Pulling from the climate deal or whatever, that's the dumbest thing we could possibly do.
Oh, there it is. Boom. Go on it.
That's the dumbest thing.
Clinton with a $50 million defamation lawsuit over Russian asset remarks. The Democratic presidential candidate, Representative Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, is accusing former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton of deliberately spreading false accusations that Gabbard is a Russian asset in a lawsuit seeking upwards of $50 million in damages during an October 29th.
Come along and accuse them of not, doing right by their country. They're going to get mad, dude. You get slapped silly. Cool. Yeah, that was cool. That was good enough, Miranda.
No more politics.
No, but I'd like to finish by saying this. I think...
Make me sweat.
No, but listen, Jeff, I think the other side hurts themselves by... making up shit too.
Both sides.
I think people lose credibility. For the people who go after people who support Trump, if you start putting stuff up about Trump that's not true, then all of a sudden his base is gonna be like, oh, they're liars too. And now, like you said, we just become exhausted from it, and we just don't want nothing to do with it because, like you said, at the end of the day, they all full of shit.
I do vote, but for me, it's almost like I don't feel hopeless in many situations.
Okay, yeah.
But it's one of those ones where it's like. A lot of times the fight is worth the outcome, right? But in this, for me, the fight on whether or not this is true or that is true and wrapping this around my head and fighting with my friends who believe one way or another.
Yep.
Because the fact that I know that it's all rigged anyways, I'm just going to go out there and say that. It's not worth the fight for me. I will go vote. I will
And on a local level, I think voting
other people to vote and
get
their own opinion.
But on a local level, voting helps too. Like city council, mayor, district attorney.
That's all huge.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But as far as voting for
on that level,
I will vote, but I choose not to debate about it as much.
Hell with that.
It causes a little bit more division in my mind, and my eyes than it does.
Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm trying to keep my friends.
Yeah, that's how I keep mine.
Yeah.
Listen, Let's go to a different fight. I don't know if you noticed, Kansas and Kansas State had a little all-out brawl, college brawl. Yeah, it's college basketball. You can pull that up.
Malice in the Palace.
It was crazy on a college.
Malice in the Palace?
Yeah, well, it's Malice in the Palace in the sense that the two people came in, and then when fans start touching athletes. Yeah.
There were fans involved.
Yes, there it is. Yep, so,
and that'll do it, this version.
Yeah, he goes for a dunk. And I think he just swatted it. And then the way he stood over him, it got all personal.
And now the bench is just unnecessary.
And then...
That's not good. This is bad. This isn't... No good. Oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, that's insane.
There are going to be ramifications for this going
that's
forward.
Bad, dude. That's just insane.
Unacceptable.
I know. Look at that. That's ridiculous. Thank you. And I think
when it's hockey,
I think that's enough.
When black people lose their cool at a basketball game, it's different. Look at these animals.
Yeah. So
but hockey players are literally like I've seen them hit each other with sticks, and that obviously that's not acceptable either. But like, it's just a little bit different. It is unacceptable. It's not cool.
Baseball, there's brawls all the time.
Baseball, there's fights all the time, and it's different when it's a basketball game or when it's a football game. But baseball, it's like okay, like it's like a thing that's okay to rush the mound and benches. Oh, the benches are clearing. Cool. Yeah, we have some excitement.
He said the benches are clearing.
Yeah, it's like it is like carnival when that happens, but it's the circus when basketball does it.
Oh my God. Yeah, so that was what happened last night, and I guess the reason why I brought it up is as far as like punishment fitting the crime. Right, like a lot of people are going to be calling for some of these players to be suspended for the rest of the season. You know, some of them are going to be calling for them to get kicked out of school. And I think, like you said, on a comparative level for multiple sports and how they punish their people, I think it can't be disproportionate.
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
and different schools too have different policies.
Yeah.
I don't know. NCAA probably leans in on that as well.
Yep. Well, what the NCAA is, they wait to see if the schools punish the kids first. So I think the NCAA,
if the ramifications are significant.
But have you noticed they don't? The NCAA doesn't really hammer down on people when the school immediately polices their own. I think they're all right.
What do we got?
Juniors travel softball. Those parents beat the hell out of each other.
They do. You should look. I just saw this one on Instagram of youth hockey kids.
Yes.
Pee-wee hockey dude. Mm-hmm. And I played, so I know all this is. They encourage this stuff where it's all out bench clearing brawls in youth hockey, and the refs just let them fight, and the parents just stand there and let them fight.
Shit.
Like I'm not just like they're on the ground wrestling. I mean, they're really fighting. Like I didn't even know kids could fight at that age. But they're they're like going around searching, grabbing a guy to fight. Like it could be someone who doesn't want to fight or does want to fight, and that's okay.
Wow, that sucks. Yeah. So I think
that there should be going to be suspensions. But
tell you who's happy.
Season ending is maybe a little tough.
I think and that's why I think it's disproportionate.
Yeah, I don't know about season ending. Maybe the two guys I saw that were kind of like furthest, they might have more significant ramifications.
Yeah.
But
yeah, how far back do you go when the Knicks and the Miami Heat thing happened? That it was a playoff game and like 5 Knicks got suspended, but you can't suspend 5 people in one game. So they suspended Ewing, LJ, and Starks one game, and then Oakley in this one another game. And the Knicks were up 3-1, and Miami came back and won. They won Game 7.
Bro.
Yeah, and the only one that got suspended from Miami was P.J. Brown. P.J. Brown flipped Charlie Ward. Mm-hmm. And P.J. Brown got suspended for flipping him in the air, and Charlie Ward got suspended, I guess, for bad landing. I mean, he's the one that got flipped. Yeah. And Pat Riley, who was the Miami coach, went like this. He told everybody in this thing to step back, because Pat Riley told everyone in this team to not cross that line, because anyone who crosses the line, the rule is if you have players leave the bench. Yeah. and go on the court. Ewing left the bench, but Ewing left the bench just to get a closer look. He was like half. This is half court, right? They're fighting over here. Ewing's over here, just kind of.
Yeah.
He got suspended just for being at the scene of the crime. I mean, so, that was.
I get it. I get that. I get the whole, but like I feel like sports are a little bit more soft now than they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they don't necessarily need something like Malice at the Palace or even like the Khabib McGregor fight.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They don't necessarily need that, but it's a little bit soft now. Like all the sports, like how you can't really fight in hockey anymore. You can't touch anyone in basketball. Like. Yeah. I don't know.
I think if they're so anti-violence, they need to do two things. They need to see when a situation's escalating. Like that's the end of the game. As soon as that guy got hammered and as soon as he stood over him, security shouldn't wait for everybody else. Security should have been running. That's one. We talked about Malice at the Palace. They should have just got Artest out of there. So those are the two things. Security needs to do a better job seeing it and doing preventative medicine as opposed to like waiting for it to happen and then dishing out punishment. That's one. And two, don't make it your fucking highlight.
Yeah.
I didn't know Kansas played Kansas State last night. Yeah, I dropped this shit on you like a bomb.
I had no clue.
And
basketball season's still going.
In fact, we both looked at the highlight. We both looked at the highlight and don't even remember who won. We don't remember who won. Stop glorifying hockey. When you have a hockey game, all right, what comes before they actually show the winning goal or the winning goal in overtime or this hat trick? These two guys taking off one glove apiece, holding each other by the collar, punching each other in the face 10 times while the referees are chilling.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I always look at combat sports and I'm like, all right, you don't like combat sports, that means you don't like hockey, right?
I don't think there's going to be a way to take fights out of sports.
No.
There's just so much emotion.
But there's a less way to glorify it.
Like I'm not promoting it.
Yeah, but there's a less way to glorify it, right?
Yeah. You can glorify it a lot less, I think, as well. But like, it used to be like you fight and you get your game, you get 2 games, and that's it. Like obviously if you go above and beyond, like using something to hit someone with, or some kind of like, eye gouge or something crazy like that, like you should be done. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
But there are gonna be scuffles. There are gonna be people pushing each other, and now they're like the ramification. I'm fining you $50,000, $100,000, $300,000. Like, it's gonna happen, and sometimes it's not even like both guys. I mean, one guy's coming to you to fight. What are you gonna do about it? Am I gonna? You gotta fight.
Yes.
You're worse off if you don't fight.
Yes. And my Brooklyn virtue makes me, because in my mind, and whether it's true or not, if I don't do it, in my mind, and I'm citing that as a pretext, if I feel like that anybody feels like they can do it whenever they want to.
Dude, what I'm
saying?
My sister, okay, so I was home visiting my family, and granted, this may be the right thing for a mother to tell her son. The kid was picking on him, and my nephew ignored it for a little bit, and then finally he like kind of snapped on the kid, and like they got a little wrestling match or something happened. It wasn't too serious.
All right.
And my sister's like, well, next time, what are you gonna do? She's coming down on him hard, like, you gotta just ignore the kid and then go tell the teacher. It's like, okay, you can do that, and things may be okay for that situation, but then all the kids next week are gonna see, oh, A, you're the snitch, which snitches get snitches. Yes,
yep.
And B, all the other kids are gonna see like, yo, you can pick on this kid whenever you want.
Yes, and that's my virtue.
Double-edged sword.
My virtue for some reason reminds me, and whether that's true or not, you just showed that in many cases it is just now with that story you just said. Oh nah, this guy gets to roll up on me anytime he wants. Nah,
moms haven't always said that. Back in the spanking your kids era, it was if so and so is bullying you, you don't take that shit.
Yeah.
Now it's, well, you need to go tell the teacher. Dude, I will take an in-school suspension over A, getting my ass kicked, or B, someone perceiving me to be scared of somebody, or like, cause like I don't want to use the P word, but like
of course.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, you mean
the B
pussy
word, or the B word?
Okay.
Or the B word. I would rather not.
I was gonna say it too.
Yeah, I would rather not be perceived that way, even if I was to get myself out of one situation. Now, granted, there's like different scenarios. Like if it's a situation where you could get hurt, dude, I'm not above running from a group of motherfuckers who may kill me.
No, of course.
Okay, that's not. I'm not outside of that.
But it's consistent with one. Yeah.
If I'm in a situation where I know I'm going to be around those people.
Yep.
Or it's a scenario where I know that it's in my niche.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way I'm letting you bully me. I don't care if I'm going to win a fight or lose a fight.
And
there's
Jeff,
no way.
But the thing that those two things have in common is it's deals with one's preservation of life, the quality of it, and as well as the first example you gave, you want to live, okay? Mm-hmm. The second one, you need to live.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. So let's talk about happy times. Let's steer this. Woo-hoo! Let's steer this to my man, Derek Jeter.
That's good, yeah.
Just most recently, they were doing voting for induction at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He got 396 out of 397 votes.
Yeah, I heard about that.
He was unanimous. So the story was, they kept saying that all but one person voted and this and that. And I think they're trying to sell a story, so now I'm forced to ask the question. Who's the one voter that needs to lose his job?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, what kind of personal vendetta?
I want to know the name
against the guy. Like, if 390-something people voted all one way, and you're the one guy, like, you might have to sit back and think about yourself.
Yes.
For a minute there, like that tells you a little bit about you.
Because in sports, there's teams that you hate, but at the same time, there's players you're forced to love. Dallas Cowboys is my most hated team, and I'm more.
But you respect Emmitt Smith.
Yeah. Oh, and how about Dak Prescott?
Yeah, like
I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, and I respect to Josh Allen. I want me a Dak Prescott on my team.
I hate the Colorado Avalanche, but I loved Patrick Waugh, Peter Forsberg, and all those guys. They were just gnarly competitors. Like I loved those guys. I'm a Red Wings fan till the day I die. But I mean, you got to respect greatness. You got to respect that hustle. Look, I'm a Pistons fan.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean that I can't like Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
I like it.
Okay, because that was fucking great.
Yeah, and such is the Yankees. Like you have look. Every time I think of Yankees that deserve to be universally loved, I think of Mariano Rivera.
Yeah,
can't say a mean thing about that guy. He's a badass Dominican, and Derek Jeter. I want people to appreciate how hard it is for a shortstop to come up with the numbers he had. He's like a 300 plus hitter during his regular season, and then the post
5 championships.
And 5 championships, and in the postseason
14 All-Star appearances or something.
Yeah, and in the postseason hitting close to 400. All right, so you play 20 years for a team that nobody likes. You play in a sport that everyone's getting cited for performance enhancing drug abuse, and you playing in a city that brings new meaning to the word microscope.
Yeah.
If you take a shit, they gotta know.
No one had
how the hell do you come out 19 years and smelling like a rose? That is to put up the numbers to produce for the best team in. To me, I think the most celebrated franchise in all of sports, the New York Yankees.
Even in years when they didn't do well and he was on a team, everyone still loved him. Any other all-star player on a team where they don't do well, let's just look like LeBron had one bad year as a Lakers player. And it wasn't even a bad year. Like, he didn't even have a team. But everyone's always washed up. He's done. He can't, And this is LA. It's not even New York. Like, how does Jeter live in New York for 20 years?
Yeah.
Or play for New York for 20 years and everyone
and only be accused of
and everyone still loves him.
And he's only been accused of serial dating. I'm sorry, but if I got a date with Mariah Carey and then a month later I got a date with Tyra Banks,
if you don't,
can go. Where's the camera? You can go kick rocks. Okay, I'm gonna get me some Tyra Banks. All right, so no,
that was when she's only had the big forehead, not the big.
Listen, I like big foreheads too. You know why? Because the grass don't grow in busy traffic. That means she got a big brain, dude. The grass don't grow in busy traffic. That's brain power right there, boy. That's not a dumb model.
I used to have a poster of her in my middle school locker. It was great.
Oh,
it was great.
God.
It was Sports Illustrated Tyra with the polka dot bikini. That was it.
And then her and what was that Omar Epps movie? The track team shit with Ice Cube, her, Michael Rappaport. Higher Learning.
She was in something. Yeah.
Higher Learning.
Higher Learning.
That was pretty cool. But here's the thing: the argument I've heard about Jeter is that he was already on a celebrated franchise that had stars. 2, George Steinbrenner could dip in his back pocket and give people money whenever they want. But my counter to that argument is 2 things. He was a 4-time World Series champion before Alex Rodriguez came, before Giambi came, before the Japanese guy came. That's first. Second, George Steinbrenner didn't trade up to get him. He was farmed. He came out of their farm system. So he didn't, when he won his rookie year, he wasn't the highest paid player. He wasn't even top 50 highest paid. So he got the contract because of his performance.
Those arguments don't make much sense to me.
Why not?
Okay, it's just like what I said before. Somebody giving you something doesn't make you better ever.
No.
Like Conor McGregor getting $150 million to fight.
No. People assume he's the best fighter in UFC, and he's not.
Doesn't make you a better athlete. It actually probably diminishes your drive a little more. And being on a star-studded cast typically doesn't make you better, because then you can rely on those guys to kind of help you out, right?
Agreed.
But he continued to get better
and
never lost his work ethic.
Yeah, but I think the point I was trying to make is he wasn't bought.
Yeah. No, I know.
I'm saying he came out of their system. He wasn't yanked from
your argument.
Yeah. Yep.
Has more validity.
Yeah, like if we were talking about Alex Rodriguez, he was with the team in Texas, the Rangers. Okay, they got him. I get that. We got Johnny Damon after the Red Sox beat us. I get that. We got this guy. He was him, Posada, Rivera. They were born Yankees. They were career Yankees. And I like that after he got his money, he was playing as if he was playing for a contract. Yeah. But very good point about McGregor, because he's the highest paid MMA fighter by far. So people assume he's the best fighter in the UFC, and we both know that he's not even the best fighter in his division.
No, not even close right now.
No.
He can maybe prove that.
Well, I would say close in the sense he's in the top 5, but there's this huge gap between Khabib, Tony Ferguson. Hell no. And that's where the rubber meets the road. Yep.
Is he better than Masvidal right now?
Masvidal?
If they were to fight right now.
No. You know why? Because Masvidal has a nasty ground game too.
Yeah.
And you can't hit anything. You can't hit Masvidal hard enough with anything that hurt.
It hurt him. Yeah.
The man's been hit by. I watched him from Strikeforce.
Bare knuckle fights.
Yeah, I watched him fight in Strikeforce, and I know. We both knew Diaz wasn't going to knock him out. Diaz was going to volume strike him a little bit. And I never thought Masvidal was going to knock anybody out either, but now he's just practicing these shots coming from these different levels.
The angles he throws.
Oh my God. Could you pull up Masvidal versus Ben Askren? Because me and you talked about it.
That was the quick one.
And you know what I liked about it? Because the way he celebrated after the match, and one of the comment guys questioned me, says, "Do you think that was?" Thank you, super necessary. Do you think that was necessary? He says, "Yes, it was."
That's the thing about the whole thing. Like, people think that just because there's social media nowadays, you can say whatever you want, blah blah, that there aren't repercussions. Like, if you can go ahead and talk about my family, my religion, my wife, and say all this stuff, I have the right to sleep you. And then lay down next to you while you're passed out on the canvas, and like put my hand behind my head and show off. Like, I have that right.
Yes.
Like, and like I have the right to hit you until the ref pulls me off of you.
Yeah, and you know what? He said super necessary. Here it is. Go on it for a sec. All right. He puts his hands behind his back.
Glenn Wren also on hand.
And just when they were doing sponsors in the opening part of the match,
slapping guns at each other,
whatever.
Any chance to get.
I love it. He's like, this match is brought to you by. Boom! Oh my goodness! All right, that's cool.
Oh, they didn't even show when he went to the cage, then he went back.
Yeah.
And he laid down next to him.
Yes, and he laid down we're not pulling that up.
Oh man, that was hilarious.
But the crazy thing is, you said exactly what he said in the post fight. Yeah. He said, so it's okay that you get to talk, you can talk about people's family and their religion. He says, but every now and then you have a bad motherfucker that comes along that reminds you that freedom ain't free. Listen, free speech protects you from government prosecution.
It doesn't protect you when somebody pulls up on you.
No, that was great.
When somebody pulls up on you.
That was great.
Dude, there's so many instances where I want to make like a compilation of like people getting pulled up on for like social media beefs where like they're hard behind the camera or behind the keyboard, and then like you get pulled up on by that one guy that you like we're talking shit about, like I wanna know like who's actually ready to go, and who's just trolling.
You strike me as the kind of guy that will walk up to him with both hands behind your back too.
I typically want to know, like,
yeah.
And so I get caught up sometimes where it's just like I don't know if this guy's serious or not.
Yeah.
Like I think I know this guy, and like so like I don't respond now.
Good. No, good, because if you're not sure, you don't. But for me,
because people say stuff that they wouldn't say in real life.
Yeah, but for me, it's the opposite. It's me, I respond or I don't respond because I do know. Like, I've been on this planet long enough and where I grew up, and I acknowledge that I'm not about that life. I kept my ass on the block. But if you grew up around it, you know who is, and you know who isn't. And you look at someone, you're like, okay, all right, something wrong with that one, you know.
Yeah,
or you look at someone else, you just go, all right, man, go ahead, man.
Whatever.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Whatever.
Just what you just said.
Fuck
you
out
know?
of here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
There are people that you can't even bring yourself to hit.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
If there was something to happen, like
No, because those are things. Win or lose, you lose. You don't want to be in it because if you hit them, you're gonna lose, and if you don't, you walk away feeling like you. Those are that type of person where you win or lose, you lose.
I had a situation going on. I won't say any names. There were some rumors going around that I hit someone. Which everyone who knew me knows, like I could never hit this person, but we did get in like a wrestling match, and then I was like, someone was like, "Oh yeah, I heard you hit this guy," and I was like, "If I hit him, don't you think you would really know that I hit the guy?"
Please.
And they're like, "You know what? You're right.
Come on.
You're right." And the other point was that like, could you even hit this person? And they're like, "No, I couldn't do it."
No.
Just because it's one of the guys where it's like, I couldn't do it. There would be no reason for me to do it. Like, if anything would ever happen, I would just probably have to take the person down to the ground and choke them out until call mommy and daddy, and
or just tell them
I'll let you,
or just tell them I'll let you go if you calm down.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty much how it went. And
I heard the story. You told me that story. You know, I don't talk to people about what we talk about, but you told me that story.
Yeah. So it's like
Dylan Cox, what's up? Mm-hmm.
What's up, Dylan?
Partner in crime.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, man.
Dylan was just in town yesterday.
Yeah.
The guy can just fly in whenever he wants and fly out the same day. I like that. He's like, let's train tomorrow. I was like, dude, you're in Chicago. He's like, no, I'll come for the day. I was like,
man.
Okay.
It's a good partner to have, man, because he's all in. Like, he respects your time. Something I noticed about you and him, this is only looking from the outside in, though we could just talk off camera. Every tournament that you guys played together and the way he performed is consistent with someone that respects your game and the time that you put in. And I've always thought he was a good player. I've never seen him play that well as much as I've done in 2019.
He's a great player.
And my guess is,
I think he's slept on a little bit too. Like, he just hasn't played with any of the right guys yet.
And that's all he wanted, and that's why he took it seriously. He's like, wow, I finally get all I wanted was a serious partner.
He's
now I got a serious partner.
Eric Bernick that was like, he's a good guy. Slept on a little bit.
Yep.
Good player. And then once he played with the right guy, he could end up in a semifinal or whatever,
Yeah.
So
I like the comparison.
Yeah.
It's like Bernick with a better offense.
Bernick's offense is good. They're different offenses.
He sides out better than Eric. Eric's transition game is nasty,
though. Dylan will spread you out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And Eric probably does have a better transition game, like from dig to conversion.
Yeah. He's just, I can watch it. It's like every time you get a dig, everyone kind of gets up at the edge of the seat because they know a point's coming.
Kids like,
yeah,
he's smart. You can be like, hey, like, let's try this or do that. And he's on board, which makes it so much easier to run a scheme or run a game when your dude's on board to do that. Or just like a couple people have mentioned, oh, that guy's cocky, and I'm like, well, dude, before you made it on tour, weren't you perceived to be cocky too? Yeah. And now that you're on tour, it's confident. Or now that you've made the main draw, now it's confident, right? So I mean, only the people who are like scared of somebody being better than them are like saying another guy's cocky, right?
I agree.
Because either he's gonna make it and he's cocky enough to where he backs it up, which is perceived as confident, or he's not gonna make it, and if he's cocky and is not gonna make it, why would you care? What difference would it make to you?
I agree. Yeah, and And I don't know, it's just about maturity. That's social maturity. Like right now, the last 2 years, there are AVP people that do talk to me and were cool or whatever, and a lot of them I knew before I moved here. And then there's some people they're not interested, and then some people they're neither. Like Kelly Clays. I was trying to get her on the podcast, and she's like, "Do me a favor, talk." Everything goes through my agent. Talk to my agent or whatever. Cool. So I talked to her agent. The agent asked me about analytics and stuff like that. And right now, my podcast doesn't have enough episodes to have analytics, even though I think 19 is plenty. But I did show him Facebook analytics, because of my age, I'm averaging 6,000 views an episode, averaging. And for Facebook, I mean, that's not big for YouTube, but for Facebook, that's actually pretty good because you only have X amount of friends. And, I sent him no's and he never got back to me. And then from there, I'm like, all right, I'm good. That's just not going to happen. It's not personal towards her. I still think from what people told me, she's a chill person. I understand she's in the video games. I understand she's in the video games and she's that kind of personality. But two things coming to mind. One, social maturity in the sense that she doesn't know me and she don't owe me that. She doesn't. What the hell she owe me? She doesn't owe me that. And from my end, and I don't want to sound cocky on my end, but there are other guests. there's always going to be other people.
Nothing against anyone or anything like that. But whatever's going to come in your life at a certain time, hopefully, if you believe it, your life is going to be giving you what you want at the times that you need it.
Yes.
And whether or not it was a miscommunication between this person and that person, it wasn't, that stage wasn't prepared.
Nah, definitely.
Time, right? So
and just to dismiss this, it's not like I was trying to use her to put me up. I'm already up. Yeah. I mean, and if you venture outside this bubble like you do in Michigan, I actually, in many respects, particularly on the indoor scene, I have more followers, people that follow me than her.
Everyone's like, oh, I know, I saw you on that podcast or your YouTube videos.
Yes.
Where people
everywhere I go.
Know.
I'm at the UCLA game. I'm in the bathroom. My father's like, "Hey, this is my son. Just want to let you know."
And it's so funny you said that because people get caught up on. I mean, and we're all guilty of it. At certain times in our lives and stuff like that, but people get caught up on the fact that someone snubs them or someone, this person never says hi to me or this person does that, and it's just like, dude, if you weren't so focused on what someone's not doing for you, you'd see the 4 or 5 doors that opened up because that situation didn't happen.
And what an antisocially useless waste of their time, right? Joe Rogan once said the person that you target the most is the least affected by you. What a fucking waste of time, and I'm so glad we just brought this up right now.
Going on about their day, having a great fucking day, not worried about you the least, and you're still thinking about the fact that they unfollowed you on Instagram. It's who gives a fuck? You could have got 20 more followers by DMing that one company that you wanted to get a sponsorship from, but you were too worried about so and so unfollowing you on Instagram.
Yeah, and I'm sadly. We're all victim to that. Listen, everything that I'm talking about, my first 12 months, I was just like, I don't want to be here.
Well, typically we know because we experience it, right?
Yeah. I told Kelly, you want to kill me? Take me back to Brooklyn and kill me. I don't want to die out there on the sand like a fucking snake.
Yeah.
No, put 2 in my head. Put me under the Verrazano Bridge and let me die like a real man in Brooklyn.
Like a real New Yorker.
Yes. So and it came from becoming what I despised. You put out so much time in, and someone's disrespecting you because they look like they're looking through you, and then you have this attitude like, oh fuck you, I did this, I was here, I did that.
Yeah,
and
you
then
start going over
guess
your own
what?
accolades and shit. Got you at home going over your own BVB info. Wait a second, motherfucker.
Yes, and then you start to become what you despise because we've always hated people that did that. We don't care. It's like, dude, I don't care, and I'm like, guess what? That's me now.
That's kind of like social media really will kind of gives people a mental illnesses. Social media will make you feel a certain way about yourself, but once you kind of it's good to have that experience though, I feel like, because then once you get through that, you're able to put it all into good perspective and leave social media where it is in social media world, and then you realize who you are, where you are, and what your goals are, and why you got into what you're doing, why you got into what you're doing in the first place. Last
year, I've been playing for 30 years, and I'm retired, so I'll stop saying 30. I've been coaching for 21. I've been doing commentating, but last year was the most liberating, celebrated, just carefree year of my fucking volleyball life. And that is saying a lot.
Yeah,
well, first, I'd like to just thank some people. Like, there was you that gave me a shot just to do stats, a little bit of coaching, just say, hey, he's doing this, he's doing that, which kind of got me up there. And now Jake and Earl or whatever, they're like, you know, we're trying to get into the draw, you know, and I'm like, I can help you. I'll get you in the draw, right?
Congrats, Earl. Sorry.
Yes, Big Pearl.
Good job.
Yeah, Big Pearl. No, but the cool thing is they tried 7 times. I pick them up that one time. We make the draw.
Yeah.
Hermosa Beach. Color commentary and play-by-play, Casey and the P1440, they gave me a chance in Vegas, test run. Next thing you know, I'm calling all of Pepperdine's home games. I'm calling the
show.
Yes. Oh my God. Wasn't that great episode, the 3 of us? You had to leave for 6s. I remember that.
I took a break from 6-man. My team wasn't too happy about that, but I came out here.
But you left us with a shot, so I appreciate that. No, but the cool thing is, like, all of it came from me just putting my nose in the work and keeping my personal sentiments completely private.
Well, you want to know one thing that, like, I can commend you on, regardless to if anyone ever has anything bad to say about Jay, is that you give 0 fucks about how someone perceives you. You're always you, which is being authentic, especially if you, in the social media age that we live in, is now, that's gold. Because if you're being like the 300 other followers or however many followers that a person has, then you're just kind of lost in the shuffle. You're just the same as everyone else.
Drop in the bucket.
Being authentic is super hard to do these days and very, very valuable. So that would be the star A+ thing I would have like commend you on. I think is that like command your star power. Don't lose your New York accent. Don't lose any of that stuff, dude. I think it's gold for you to have that. And like even people who like are like, oh yeah, your boy, what's his name? Like, even if they're not like too familiar with you, but they know of you, they're like, they can pick you out by these traits, his accent, or he does the YouTube thing, or he has the podcast, or the hat. He's wears the New York hat. I met him here, and he was talking about you, and blah blah. Like, that's gold. Being different from every other person is gold. I used to think that like. It used to rub me the wrong way being the only black person in volleyball. Now there's more.
Well, and the draw, man.
Or in the draw. I guess in the draw. Well, yeah. But it started to like help me in other ways than I felt like it. Like if I focus on the so-called negative aspects of it, it didn't really help me. But then I started to realize the doors it opened and how to capitalize on different things like that, and it's like commercials and all sorts of stuff that started happening and sponsorships. And so I would just say to anybody who's listening, just like to embrace yourself, embrace you, and let the whole you out. It's one of the things I always tell one of my partners if they seem a little nervous or something, just let you out, let all of you out and be you, play you. Especially if something's like not going our way, I'm just like, Dylan, play you, be you. Let Dylan out right now and let's see what happens.
Well, bro, the reason why Casey even discovered me is one, and it's great that you're on the show because it seems like I'm required to talk about it. When you played the Partains in 2017, Rosie's Raiders were behind me.
Yeah.
And I had my camera shot. I was there before them and this and that. So I came back and they're like, oh, dude, you got to move out of the way and this and that. And I'm like, nah, I was here first. And they're like, we just want you to bend down. I'm like, no, because the camera won't hear me. And man, just got stopped again. Let's hold that thought. I'm going right back on. And thank God that this is good. This thing records up to 3.5 hours. So one way or another, this is all getting up. Let's just call this part 3, huh? So bear with me on this because this is a story that I think you probably laugh or giggle at the end. Access your camera. Yo. That's my camera. Boom. That's my sound. Boom. And let's call this part 3.
So it wasn't the T word.
I guess not.
Terminator.
Get down.
Yeah.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Why don't they make a pass at her? No, so So what I was saying about Casey Jennings, I think one of the videos that he saw that made him laugh was the Rosie's Raiders were giving me shit about kind of being in their way when I was there first. And Kelly, my girl she's shy, she's introverted, she don't say nothing. She's like, dude, you're being a douche or whatever. I'm like, whoa, you know?
Oh, Kelly.
So when Kelly did it, everybody said, oh, no, whoa. They're like, oh, it's okay. They were like, and I was still upset. And they're like, oh, go Yankees. And I turned around and I said, why don't you yank these? And when I said that, Casey Jennings is like, that guy's got, I like him, that guy's got balls. That's what he was quoted as saying. And he loves the Raiders. By the way, he loves the Raiders.
No, but
he said he definitely financed their trip.
Yeah.
You know, because he feeds, he said his game he fed off of those guys.
He did, yeah. Many instances between him and those guys.
Todd, we're back. You're right. It must have been an earthquake, man. We're just, you know. That's twice it got interrupted. Thank God there's listen, when this goes on iTunes and Spotify, the recording device, it's all up. So we're good. Wanted to finish, because we're going close on 2 hours now. No wonder Facebook's mad. Have you followed Harvey Weinstein at all?
Not at all.
Nah?
A little.
Cool, man.
I know a little bit.
I talked to Jason Olive about Weinstein. Basically, I'll give you a summation.
I want to know what he said.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out because his trial starts in earnest. Right now they finished jury selection. They're doing opening statements, and he's being charged for the sexual assault and rape of 3 different women in 3 different time periods. Basically, the consensus is he used his power as a producer to kind of get what he wanted. So basically, it's like, if you want to be a star, come sit on my lap. So I'm paraphrasing and this and that. But
okay.
But yeah.
I'm not saying that's right, but like, did you go sit on his lap? No, I'm not saying
to be the only female in the room right
now. No. Listen. I think a lot of this stuff, I don't know if it's just me. If it's like the girl who's like, oh, I got raped. Well, how did it happen? He invited me to his hotel room at 10 o'clock at night for a few drinks. So we could talk about my career, and I'm like, nothing about that seemed a little fishy.
So the cool thing about Jason said, listen, there's so many levels to it, because there are girls who love sex, and if they feel like they can use sex to sleep their way to the top, fine. Then on the completely polar opposite, there's rape and the sexual assault, which you're not on my you're not on the fucking
clearly against rape.
You're not on the fucking team.
To the camera,
I thought about it for a second.
Yeah. So the thing that Jason and I brought up was the huge gray in the middle, where a girl, she knows this guy can make her a star. She knows she works really hard to bring her up to this moment, and this very moment is contingent on, do I fool around with this guy to get what I want? Do I only have to do this shit one time, and then I get what I want?
And then what happens if you don't get what you want?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
See, like, I don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not for.
Nah, you for the consensual
sort of rape, but I'm for the real, like, what the fuck happened? That's what I want to know.
Yes.
How did you get in his room? How did I got roofied? Well, how did you get in that position to be roofied? Even like the whole like Cosby thing doesn't sit right.
Oh shit.
Like, something about it doesn't seem right to me. No. You know? And then I start looking at all the other outside factors and like, who could possibly be out to gain from this situation other than just the girl?
Right.
And so, like, there's a lot of different variables, and there's a lot of, like, there have been instances where I know guys from home who have consensual sex with a girl. They get home, and then all of a sudden at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, the police are knocking at their door like,
oh shit,
you're under arrest for rape or something like that. And it's like, oh shit. Comes to find out, she spent all night out with the guy that supposedly raped her and had to tell her boyfriend something. And, so he raped me. I don't know. And they'd rather lie to the police then lie to their or then tell their boyfriend the truth about what actually happened.
Right.
So like I'm not for anything
going
on like that.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of instances like the Duke rape case, like that was a bunch of horse shit.
Yep.
Like, and there was just a lot. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. I'm for the pound
well,
movement.
The problem with the false accusations is the problem with the false accusations, and this is where we agree.
Delete that.
No, we ain't deleting shit, bro. The problem with the false accusations, shit, is that the burden of proof shifts, and only with this particular crime of rape, the burden of proof shifts with a guy trying to prove his innocence, as opposed to the girl and the district attorney trying to prove his guilt. And you're almost always fucked, because how do you prove you didn't?
And even
how do you prove something that never happened?
Exactly.
Never happened.
And even going back to like, if you get proven innocent and the girl says, "Oh, he didn't rape me, but like you had a wife," or something like that, like it ruins your whole like your whole everything. And the first thing they want to do to people who have been accused of rape, they want to cut off your streams of revenue.
Yeah.
It's not like you go straight to jail if you're a star and you're accused of rape.
Nope.
Or you're Kobe Bryant, you're accused of rape, or you're Tiger Woods and you get accused of something like that. They take away your sponsorships.
Yep.
They take away your connections. They want to defamate your character. It's not like they want to get justice for the girl.
Yeah.
Like that's always like the weird thing.
No, they're just they fucking with you.
Yeah, everyone's got their little angle in the whole situation. The lawyer wants to win the case. He's trying to get money. The girl's trying to get money as well. It's like they never want to get like the justice part of it, which always to me like where's the focal point of the case will tell me. Yeah. Will tell me if the girl's telling the truth or not.
Right.
I believe. Here's where I stand.
Here's where the rubber meets the road. Okay.
Here's where I stand. OJ did it.
Okay.
Tiger was a scumbag. He did it.
Yep.
R. Kelly, he did it.
He got that vibe.
R. Kelly did it.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby, I don't think he did it.
Michael Jackson.
I don't think
Michael did it either. I'm with you on Michael. I just think
the jury's still out on Harvey Weinstein.
I think Michael's want for a kid to sit on his lap and some fucking pervert to sit in your lap are two different things. The guy's a kid.
Michael
grew up a kid.
Michael wanted to be a kid because he didn't have a childhood and Neverland Ranch and all that shit. Like, I don't necessarily think he did it. R. Kelly, totally did it. I mean, there's video or some shit like that. He did.
A goddamn Grammy by the table. At the night table.
That ain't me.
No. Isn't that your fucking award?
I kill.
Oh my God. Eating that girl's ass like it was puppy chow.
That's like a pretty well-known fucking thing for years throughout the industry for Weinstein, that he was that guy. And the girls who wanted to actually become famous would go to him in that capacity.
Yeah.
So for me, like, it's like the girl who like is in the relationship with the guy that continuously beats her. A lot of that fault is on the guy, but the girl's got to take a little bit of fucking responsibility.
You gotta get out.
Go somewhere.
Get out.
Yeah, go get out. Like, I mean, like. Yeah. I've never understood that. I never understood the girl who accused the guy of rape, but yet she's had sex with him several times on different occasions and stuff. Yeah. But then the one night, he raped me. Yeah. That one I don't typically buy.
I think as far as sex, sex itself and how you have, we just fucking call the UN in on this one and dictate how people are supposed to have sex. But if we want to really get grimy with it, maybe they had sex for a month. And he want to do some surprise butt sex, and she ain't down with it. Yeah, and he doing that, and that's rape.
But it is. You know? But it is, and I'm not okay with that.
Hold on, what the fuck you laughing at?
I was just trying to keep my mouth closed.
He should be punished for what happened. But let's think about it realistically.
Yeah.
If they've had sex on multiple occasions, and the one time he tries to do the butt sex stuff, like, like you said, hey, this is his quotes, not mine. I'm just on the show, damn it. If it's happened multiple times where they've had relations, is that 19th time the first and only time he's ever asked or talked about the butt relations? No, there's been inclinations. It's like the girl like calling the police on the guy because he beat her. Well, is this the first time he's ever put his hands on you, miss? No, well, last week he choked me out. It's like, oh, okay, well, you didn't call us then, and you're still here. It's like weird, like it's wrong. I'm saying it's 100% wrong, and it's not right.
It's only awkward because the people
putting yourself in the fucking situation, ladies. Yes. Please stop hang out with a guy who's not going to beat you.
Right.
Please.
And for all of the girls that would accuse Jeff of saying, "Oh, you're saying that they had a comment," that's not what he's fucking saying. I'm not saying that. Relax.
Well, to be honest with you,
pump the brakes.
If I even the situation where my roommate, I got in a fight with him or whatever, I had it coming.
Yeah.
I did. Mm-hmm. Whether or not it was my fault, it's my fucking responsibility, dude. Yeah. It's my responsibility to keep myself out of certain situations.
Yeah.
And look at what happened. It wasn't my fault, but guess what? Rumors still got around that it was my fault.
And there's so many levels to that, right? Can I give you a more?
There are a lot of different situations and levels.
Can I give you a more simplistic level?
I'm not condoning anything that like a guy would do to a girl that's non-consensual.
No, of course.
It's so fucking wrong. It's not even funny. That's if you think that's what I'm saying, then you just
then they're missing. No, but they're missing the point.
Yeah, and you'd be the one that would put yourself.
But I wanted to say that to dismiss that right away before anyone even let that swirl in their head. Let me give you a more simplistic example, and I gave this to Jason. Interesting fact about me. I've dated women from close to 89 countries in the world. I was in the Army. I got around. I'm a volleyball player. You're just gonna meet people. I'm 50 this year, so don't hate the play, hate the game. But in all of my relationships, I've only kissed a girl first twice. And that's how I remember, because there's only 2 times. You're going to remember both times. First time, 1995. All right. Check it out. Yep, check it out. I like it. You would,
Dairy Queen.
Wasn't kissing them 3-year-olds, was I?
Cookie dough, Oreo,
hey, for the people watching, I'm on camera. I guarantee you I did not kiss Jeff in 1995, okay? No, but, all right, here's the thing. We're getting along. We're in Central Park. We're chilling. We're having food together in the park, and we're close. And I'm holding her, and then I try to kiss her, and she just goes straight fucking South Bronx on me. Motherfucker, have you lost your mind? Why did you do this and that? So the whole time,
the movies will tell you.
So the whole time she's bawling me out. We break, I break, and then she calls me later. A day later, that same night. Why the fuck did you do that? A day later, calls me again, and I'm just like, I'm not doing this kiss first nobody or whatever. So that's a blatant example. That's a have you lost your mind. The second example is even worse. I'm in college right now. I have dinner with this girl, and I'm not gonna, I ain't naming names. I ain't like that. And date seems like it's going okay. We're talking about comedy and this and that. So I go to kiss her goodbye. Or no, before I walk her home, I kiss her, and she's kissing me back, but it seems more like it's accommodating than she's into me. So then a second time I kiss her goodnight, right? Same kind of kiss, this and that. So a couple of days later, I just, I call her and I talk to her anyway, the same night or whatever. But a couple of days later, I see her at school and I said, let me talk to you for a second.
Let me holler at you, girl.
Yes. Let me holler at you, player. I said, listen, there was this kind of moment where I kissed you, and it seemed like you didn't want to kiss me back, but you kind of did anyway. And if I said, listen, if I was too forward, and if I was too aggressive, I apologize. You know what she said? Thank you so much. Do you know how fucking bad I felt? She said, thank you so much. So basically, my instinct was right. She did it because I was a nice enough guy, and it didn't seem so bad, but she didn't particularly want to kiss me back. And that was worse. That was 10 times worse than the girl that said, nigga, have you lost your mind? Yes. And that was the last time. I don't need to make no first moves anymore. I got me a boo. But and Kelly still denies this. She still doesn't think she kissed me first, and I'm like, Kelly, yes you did. Yes you did, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't want to hear why, and I'm like, okay.
You just didn't go 90-10.
Yeah, so
100%. That's where you messed up. You gotta do the 90-10.
So Miranda, have you been following this Weinstein thing? You're the woman on this panel.
You're
right
a
now.
woman. Wait, first of all, am I out of line?
The only thing I would say is that in the instances of that happening, which actually is the thing that pisses me off the most about like those cases where people are falsely accused, is that you put all the other people who've actually experienced that in such a negative position where they don't want to come out because they feel that's going to happen. And then like somebody who's got raped, like you don't want to talk about being raped. So to go out and say that, like...
Yeah, because then people are just going to be like, she isn't telling the truth. And that's not what I'm saying at all.
No.
I'm not saying that at all about anything.
No, but it was important for her to say that too, though, right?
Those instances, like, how many times does that happen? Probably 5%.
Recently there's been like, you know who Mateen Cleaves is?
No.
Michigan State won the championship back in like 2000.
Yeah. Okay.
Mateen Cleaves, the Flintstones, was like one of the first significant like Michigan State championships.
Football guy?
Basketball.
Okay. No, I don't know. Talk to me.
I believe his story goes like this. He was out for something, awards or something like this, and it was in our hometown in Flint. He's from Flint. And afterward, there was an after party at a bar or something like that, and like he was partying with this girl, her friends, and her boyfriend and his friends. Somehow, she tells the boyfriend, "Hey, I'm gonna go with Mateen to his hotel to hang out with him." And the boyfriend's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go home and go to bed." So the boyfriend drops her off at his hotel room. That's a red flag right there. And she needs to say they have relations or whatever, and relations. It's like,
it's the way it is.
And at like 2 or 3 in the morning, she like sobers up a little bit and kind of figures out, oh shit, like I just cheated on my boyfriend, and she might still be a little drunk or whatever, and tries running out of the hotel room, butt ass naked.
Yeah.
And there's a video of him running after her, like, yo, like, you can't be running out here, like, with no clothes on, like, I'm not just anybody.
So it's a video of him grabbing her.
Yeah, so it shows a video of him pulling her back into the hotel.
And it looks like a come here bitch type thing.
Yeah, and he had to go through this, and so she got home, the boyfriend was like, oh, what took you so long, blah, blah, blah. It was either that or they set it up, either way. But either way, the story goes, she lied to her boyfriend and said to him, he raped me. And so then the police come and get him and take him to jail. It took him months and months.
And the video is all the evidence they needed, right?
Right? You think the video, in most opinions, the video would be like, oh, that's evidence, he raped her, right? But in my mind, it seems more congruent with the story like he would tell, where like she's just tried running out, like, and he ended up being able to clear his name and not having, I don't think he even had to settle or anything like that. She ended up telling the truth, like, he didn't rape me, I freaked out, I didn't want my boyfriend to know, like, like stuff like that.
Sooner or later, if you have a good lawyer, the lawyer's gonna be like, "Are you ready to see someone serve all these years in jail because you can't fess up?"
But going back to Harvey Weinstein, if I had to guess, I'd say he did it.
Yeah, but that was why I told the story. There are awkward moments where someone's accommodating, and there are moments where she's like, "If I just get through this one stretch, then I could be a star," and that's fucked up. And I think that's where I know it, you know it. He should have fucking known better. Yeah, so
and it happens in all walks of life. Like, not just.
Go, Miranda.
I was just gonna say, even if you have a couple people that, go up to his hotel room, they know what to expect, and then he probably gets in that mentality like, oh, this is just, pulling up to my hotel.
Yeah, this is what happens.
This is what we do. Bring her in there.
But I thought
stop going to guys' hotel rooms at 10 o'clock at night to have drinks to talk about your career if you don't expect anything.
No work meetings.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not giving anybody a pass to rape anyone.
Wasn't that a similar situation with the girl, the AVP commentator?
I don't know that situation.
Okay, good. It was who's Walton's kid? Who used to coach the Lakers? What's that guy's name?
Walton.
Luke Walton. No, he was accused of sexual assault by one of the AVP commentators. One of the two. To me, like, they all sound alike, and I don't mean no disrespect to Donald.
They all sound alike to me.
The only one that sounds different is Kevin Barnett, and he's like the least funny man in beach volleyball right now.
He hates Kevin Barnett.
I don't hate him. I love him for indoor. No, listen, for indoor,
yeah.
I salute him. I worship him. He is the guru. He is the measuring stick in which every indoor commentator should be compared. But for some reason on the beach, I think someone told him that we want to see a funnier side to you, and he's
over the top.
He's not funny.
He's not funny.
He's not funny. You know, I have to. I mean, with respect to him, I gotta watch.
How much of that is him, and how much of that is like producing?
So like dad funny, dad joke.
I think both. I think he was told to show a more personal side to him, and I remember the female I remember the female commentator that said, "I'm pretty sure you and I are the only ones that think we're funny right now," and I was like, "Bam, mute," you know. No, but one of the commentators accused Walton of sexual assault. It was a hotel meeting. She was trying to promote her book, and he's like, "Hey, come to the hotel. We'll talk about the book." And then, you know, and I think something fucked up happened. And because it's Walton, and because, like you said, a lot of people are thinking, "Oh, you ain't going there to play Parcheesi." You know, the burden suddenly shifts on her. And I think what Miranda was trying to say, and all of our points are valid, but take thumping home what Miranda said. Like, it's hard enough to tell your family, you know, for your parents to know. You're embarrassed. You don't want to tell your parents. If you have a boyfriend at the time, and if you're doing something, whatever. I mean, not only you fucking around, but you got raped. Yeah. You ain't gonna tell him either. And she brought up a very good point. It's brave enough to actually come up to the scene.
It is probably tough, dude. Yeah. Because I think most studies show that, especially if it's like someone in your realm of like, in your life that you're going to see regularly or knows your group of friends, that it's harder for those people to come out, and they typically try to kind of null the situation by, they want things to go back to normal.
Yes.
So they just pretend, oh, everything's normal. And they still hang around that relative or that person that's in your circle.
But do you know why though? Yeah, because the statistics show that the rape itself happened by someone that you know.
Someone that you know, yeah.
It's not like, you know, I mean, there was a rapist in New York, this guy on the train, I guess. I don't even know how someone could rape someone on a train that they don't know. It's like, do you walk around with your dick, Hot 97 rhyme ready, hard to just start fucking people? I mean, that's crazy. But statistics show that the rape happens with someone that they're intimate with or that they're close to. Yeah. So, of course, they're not going to share it with the family because it might be someone that they revere. I had a piano teacher issue like that. My parents loved that piano teacher. That dude was a freak, trying to touch me up, trying to get me to jerk him off, and all this crazy stuff. So I was 13 years old, and I'm telling you that fucked me up for a long. I never had any. That messed me up for a long time, dude.
I had this one teacher that was really hot. I wish.
Yeah. I wish it would happen, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't have told nobody.
That's my jiu-jitsu. My jiu-jitsu coach had me in this position where I was like, involuntary reflex.
It's after school project, Mom.
Oh my God. Oh shit. How far did we take this? Did we take it far enough?
I don't know. I think we almost in trouble on several instances.
I think we 2 hours in. Look, I gotta edit some of this anyway. So if at any point you're like,
is my Instagram off yet?
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah, it has to be off.
Instagram gave up.
Instagram was like, fuck that, dude. God. But no, listen, and it's weird because I'm still recording as I'm saying this. Anything you want me to take out, I'll take out because this thing already got chopped into 3 pieces.
And I hope everyone understands what I'm saying.
Of course.
I'm saying for all reasons, let's stop putting ourselves in bad positions. Yes. Okay.
Stephen A. Smith, you remember he got in some hot water about that when Ray Rice basically knocked his fiance out cold, who by the way ended up marrying him.
That was fucked up.
Ended up marrying him.
Oh, now they're married.
Yeah, so but that proves your point. But the point I was trying to make,
he's gonna knock her out again.
Probably not. Probably not.
No, but the point I was trying to make was he was trying to make that got him in hot water is he basically said in no uncertain terms, I'm paraphrasing, don't be walking around assuming every guy's chivalrous. Don't spit on him. Don't push him. Don't punch him in the face because you think, because the way you were raised, that men are not supposed to hit women, that guy's not going to clean your clock. So you know what happened? You know what happened? One of the other ESPN hosts said, "Oh, so you're saying it's okay for men to do it? You're making it excusable." And Stephen A. Smith, instead of addressing the issue and defending himself, saying you could go kick rocks. My opinion's my opinion, and then he got suspended for a week for that.
Dude, that's
he got suspended for a week for that.
Not what he's saying.
Fuck no. What's up?
that bugs me too. I'll see videos, like I'll watch a video where like,
but me and you, and Miranda, even Miranda, you know what he's saying, right? Don't be out there like la 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 la. No, I want to start a fight, and then some guy you never met before in your life, you think he ain't gonna fucking punch you in your face?
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. Like, I would eat those punches.
I'm not saying she deserves it. I'm saying don't assume every guy's chivalrous.
But I do. I'm trying to warn you. Like, listen, I do know some other motherfuckers where if you're a girl and you just went haywire on a guy and started punching him in the face, that guy, not this guy, said guy,
yes,
will probably hit you back. I'm not saying that is right. I'm just saying, why would you do that? Why would you put yourself in that position? And it is not all right for the girl to punch the guy in the face. First of all, if a girl punches a guy,
did she?
Oh well, we're just being hyper. Well, she was. What did she do to him? She did punch him or something. Or she.
Well, what happened was they were going to the elevator, and she pushed him. He pushed her back, and he spit on her, and she spit in his face back, and then he cleaned her clock.
Yeah, not right.
So a lot of it was all on red.
None of it's okay with me.
No,
but I'm talking about other instances.
That was, dude. I don't know if you have that. I don't even know if they even have that on YouTube anymore.
I'm talking about other instances where like a girl just like goes, even guys they don't know, just slapping and hitting a guy, and like they met him that night, but they're drunk and I was drunk, blah blah. Well, like, you shouldn't go around slapping and hitting people when you're drunk, because the wrong guy might be drunk too. And he, that's not me. I've never hit a girl in my life. I can't even hit my roommate. No, I'm just kidding. But
well, not in the face.
But not in the face. You punch him in the stomach where it won't bruise.
Not the face. Not the face.
But, like, you just put yourself in the most fucked up situation, and then you want to play the victim. Like, it may not always, that's why I keep telling people, things are not always your fault, but it's your responsibility to not put yourself in a fucked up position. Now, the Ray Rice thing, totally unacceptable, don't get me wrong.
No, of course.
It's not what we want to see.
But Jeff,
even if, guys, even if a girl hits you, you have to realize that you cannot hit a girl. Even if she spits in your face, she's upset, you grab her, give her a hug, even if you're wrong. Even if you're not wrong, tell her you're sorry.
You know what Chris Rock said?
Tell her you're sorry. You know what Chris Rock said? That'll just like negate the whole thing.
He said, I wouldn't hit a woman. He says, but I'd shake the shit out of one.
Wake up.
Yes. Yeah, you know why? Because if you shake them, you scare them and they're not hitting you no more. Go, you lost your fucking mind. What the fuck is your problem? You know what you're doing to me. Come on.
But like, it definitely, I'm not condoning it. Guys, like, you should be able to, like, okay, if a girl, my mom did always tell me, if a girl's whooping your ass,
take her down.
And she's whooping your ass, there might be an instance. She said, don't let it go that far.
No.
don't let it go that far to where you just get beat down by a girl and her homegirl. Like, that's not.
But the cool thing is, we don't need to even speak for ourselves on this situation. We're speaking for other people.
Yeah, I'm speaking for other people.
You were raised by nothing but women. You got moms, you got sisters. Someone lays hand on them, they're getting dealt with. Okay, me, I never even knew my father. I have 3 sisters. I have 3 aunts. I got grandmas on both sides. And I fought them when I was 10 years old, but that's when kids fight each other. And since girls grow faster than guys, I got my ass whooped by girls all my life.
One of my sisters beat me up before. I've never.
Miranda will take a bat to your knees. Miranda, if any guy fucking laid hands on her, do you know what Miranda would do?
I don't want to fuck with you.
Do you know what Miranda would do? Miranda wouldn't come at you. She wouldn't throw hands. You know what she would do? Put the camera on me. Miranda.
Yes.
Would smile.
That's
say, you know what? Do you know what she would say? I'm sorry, baby. I know you're a little angry. Why don't you take a nap?
Uh-oh.
Why don't you take a nap? It's okay. I'm going to make you some soup in the morning.
What was the one lady that cut the dudes?
Yeah.
What was that?
No, this one.
She put it on the corner or something. She threw it out in the street. Like, she threw his...
Yeah.
Listen, Miranda's no stranger to bludgeon weapons like bats and sticks and shit like that. Yeah, just something where she won't go to jail for a long time for.
I'm about to FaceTime Rob right now. Just like, bro, you need help. Blink twice. Blink twice, bro.
No, listen. Everybody watching this knows that Rob is the victim of domestic abuse in this relationship. Okay.
I'm so nice.
Rob McLean. Look at Greg. Greg goes.
No.
Greg's like, I know.
He stays, so really it's his fault. Right?
Yes. Now we're on board.
Must be
now we get it.
I don't know. He stays.
She must be doing something right.
Oh my God! I am surprised. I am appalled. I'm jealous. Oh shit! Did we wrap up here?
I think before I get in any more trouble, we're gonna have to wrap this up.
Yeah. Before the temperature rises.
And I was gonna say, this room, for anyone that's ever been on my podcast, and Jeff's been a guest here. You come here when you first come. The room is chilly and it's cold. Yeah. So you start with a jacket and you start with some sleeves.
I was gonna ask to take my shirt off about
but
3 minutes ago.
It gets Baptist church hot. I think Jeff's gonna start speaking in tongues right now, dude.
Yeah. He's gonna start doing some hot yoga.
It is like an old Georgia church in here.
Yes, go on at last. Go on at last. My sins, they are gone at last.
I have just 2 shirts on, just trapping sweat, heat, and stank. I need a shower right now.
Oh, man. It's the band. Shit, you know about Blues Brothers. It's the band. All right, we're out of here.
Bye.
Listen, this is an awesome podcast. I think I was trying to beat my record time. I went 2 hours, 1 minute for my last guest, Drew Cannon, and here I am with the great Jeff Samuels. Welcome back for a little bit. Hope that you and me could link up. Maybe get some wings together. Maybe you want to join the fam tomorrow night.
I eat vegan wings, dude, so I'm down.
Vegan wings? Shut the fuck up, man.
You ready?
Man, yo. Oh, fuck. I'm out. How could you? How could you do that at the end? How could you do that at the end?
That one was for Duran.
You want to join the fam tomorrow night? Just come through. You know how we do Thursdays, right?
At pizza.
And wings.
We mix the barbecue sauce with buffalo.
Oh my God, that's a Torrin Jeffries, man. Big up, man. So listen, for Torrin Jeffries, who we just mentioned, for my hostess with the mostest, this is Miranda Gagne. That is Jeff Samuels. I'm Jason DeBeas. I love all of you guys to fucking death, and I say, see ya.